Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I'm still in Studio C, as you can see. Listen, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about a few things, and I really do like Sundays because I get to kind of relax and just talk with you guys. We're going to talk about a couple of things with stocks and crypto, so please stay to the end of this, and then I have my inspiration, okay, my inspirational message today. So took down, just jotted a few notes, but I want you guys to know that the jobs that came out, the job numbers that came out, March job data, was not really a big deal. I'm just telling you guys right now, it was not really a big deal. The bigger deal is coming April 10th, and that will be CPI on the 10th and PPI data report on the 11th, okay? So those are the dates that really could move the market even more than the jobs, all right? So April 10th, which is Wednesday, we get CPI, Consumer Price Index. That happens an hour before the market opens. And then the next day, we get PPI, Producers Price Index. That data comes out an hour before the stock market opens, okay? And then on the, what is that? On the 26th, we have PCE, okay? PCE comes out on the 26th of this month. So those three dates can be market movers. Well, CPI and PCE, not so much PPI, okay? So keep your eye out for CPI, Consumer Price Index, and PCE, personal consumption, all right? So watch out for those two data. Remember, an hour before the stock market opens, it could send the stock market north or south. So please put that on your radar. What I want to talk about is what could happen. Let's say the data comes out and the Fed starts talking. Like we had a lot of Feds that talked last week, and one of them caused the market to sell off, right? But if the Fed start talking more hawkish, now hawkish meaning that he's saying maybe 2 rate cuts or 1 or none at all, the lower it is, the more hawkish he is now, okay? So let's say he says something that moves it negatively and say, hey, no rate cuts. That's not going to be good for the market right now, all right? And that will cause the market to actually sell off again. And I will tell you, it will also cause Bitcoin to sell off, causing the alts to sell off, causing the meme coins to sell off. It's a domino effect, good people. Don't get it twisted, all right? It is all tied to each other. Now, you may say, oh, but it's decentralized. Bitcoin is no longer decentralized. Let me tell you guys something. Bitcoin, there's so much institutional money into Bitcoin right now. It has changed the whole dynamic of Bitcoin and crypto, period, at large, okay? If you don't believe me, look at the amount of money, the billions of dollars that these ETFs have put into Bitcoin, okay? And so just know that changes the dynamic. Right? It totally changes the dynamic. There will be a day that Bitcoin moves like the NASDAQ or the Dow or the S&P 500. Remember, back in 2021, it was in lockstep with the NASDAQ. So we have to keep that in mind when we do our plays on our altcoins and our meme coins, right? So just know that that's going to move the entire market. So there's money to be made. So let's just be ready. Last I checked, Bitcoin is up at the time of filming this around 70. It was creeping up last night, so I made a video last night. Let me just say that some people talked about Bitcoin Cash, and some of you guys brought it up. Oddly enough, I bought some Bitcoin Cash around January-ish. I think I got it for like $241-ish. Somewhere in that area, and made a small purchase. It wasn't a big purchase, made a small purchase. And I looked at it because you guys were talking about it in the comments section yesterday. and I was blown away. I started buying, I bought a little bit because you got to look at what Bitcoin Cash will do, actually will and could do, and why it's running up. So we'll dig a little more into Bitcoin Cash into a later video. It is available on Coinbase. So I grabbed some in January, but it's outpaced the alts. It is killing it, Bitcoin Cash, okay? So I don't know at this point what the growth is going to be, but we'll do a deep dive into it in a later video, okay? So let me say this. This is what I want to say, that it's a numbers game, good people. It's a numbers game. I want to say this. For those of you that's doing options, a lot of gems going to be in here. For those of you that's doing options, sometimes we have to come back to the basics, including myself. By over trading is not good. Even when I have these big wins, it's not good to over trade and put all your money, YOLO all your money in. If you have been losing money, right? And I held an option too long, I went from positive cash, and it wasn't a lot, but it still hurt. And then I lost, right? So I went from being in a win, and then I lost. The truth be told, it's because I was trying to keep the family fed and I forgot to sell it at the end of the day. And that was last weekend. So what I want to reiterate is, if you're doing options trading, you got 10 plays, then just split your money up into 10. It's a numbers game. You're going to win a percentage. If you're in a good options, you're going to win 7.5%, or let's just say 7% of your trades win. And you have equal amounts of money, you're winning. You're winning. And all you have to do is not be greedy and continue to do that, and you'll win. When we blow it is when we try to overdo it, right? And so make sure that if you're entering into a lot of trades, that you don't YOLO all your money into one trade. Follow? And for those of you that are DCAing into good sound companies, good sound ETFs, good sound blue chip companies, and good sound growth stock, especially low cap growth stock right now, just remember to DCA on the red days when they get beat down, okay? Just remember to continue to DCA in your QQQ, your VTI, your VOO. Just continue that to go, even with all of the fear mongering going on about housing crash and the stock market crash. We still continue to make money. And if you think that that is going to happen this year, then simply put a stop loss on. But there's a ton of money to be made until then. You can even put a trailing stop loss on, right? Just remember, you never need anybody's position to protect your own money, right? And so there's a lot I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be starting a new portfolio, a high-risk portfolio with Mumu. Mumu has fractional shares right now. And so I'm going to be looking at that. I'll be discussing that with you guys here. I'm also going to add another lesson within the next couple of days into Stock Up You. For those of you that want to make money for a lifetime in the stock market and you really don't understand and you've been losing money, you need to take Stock Up You. Those two links will be in the top. Lastly, my inspiration. I just want to say this. You can always come back home. You can always come back home. I'm here on a rainy day, losing my voice, allergies, but you can always come back home. There's a story, the prodigal son. This son messed up, left his dad's house, and literally in today's society, he would have been, strung out on drugs, living in the street. Back then, he was literally sleeping in a pig's pen, right? His father was wealthy, right? But then what happened? He got up enough nerves to come back home and face his dad. And what he thought his dad was going to totally rebuke him, his dad had his arms open and said, "I've been waiting on your son. you know, and ordered the best for him. Told his brothers, you guys, my son has come home. And I'm just saying that to say to you is that, first of all, you guys can come back home when you're investing. Get back to understanding that we buy to fear, we buy into red, right? And we sell into green. For those of you that haven't been putting anything away for your long-term retirement portfolios, come back home. But now spiritually, some of you guys need to come back home spiritually, okay? And some of you guys need to be welcoming to your sons and daughters, right? That have messed up, that have had a misstep, and you are angry with them. My daughters didn't always do the right things, but when they came back home, just like the prodigal son story, I had my arms wide open and said, welcome back home. I'm your dad. You can always come back home. Now, I don't want y'all living with me. I'm just keeping it real. But no, I'm just joking, y'all. I love my kids, and I know I'm speaking to somebody, the parents now. You need to open your arms and receive them back. And you just need to say, I love you, welcome back home. Just like our Heavenly Father does with us every single day when we do stuff that ain't according to his will, including myself. We have all come short, okay? But just remember this, your Heavenly Father is standing at the door with his arms open saying, welcome back home when you mess up. So if our Heavenly Father can forgive us, why can't we forgive our sons and daughters? Why can't we forgive the people that have wronged us? And so that's my story today. Listen, this one is going to be a little different. I am going to leave a video at the end. It should come up in this box. And it's a song that I wrote, and I literally called a friend of mine to come and sing it. Very little rehearsal with her. I just brought a camera, and then I had the great Rodney East keyboardist come and play this song. And I want you to understand that I had to tell this story in like 4 minutes. And she was being judged, and she's going on stage to be judged. But the lyrics that I wrote was, I'm gonna just paraphrase it, that, you know, I wasn't accepted with the cool kids, you know, and thinking, could God forgive me for the past wrongs, my past sins, or all the wrongs that I've done? And the lyric in the song says, he cares for you, arms wide open. He's standing there waiting for you. So we can come back home spiritually. And there's a lot of things mentally and physically here on this earth we need to come back home to. All right. I wanted to talk about this game. We could talk about that later. Caitlin, that's going to be playing in the girls basketball, the national championship today. Caitlin, listen, never in the history of sports have we been this way. COVID has changed the world more. The world has changed more in the last 4 years than it has the last 40 years. And we could talk about that differently. And the reason why I'm bringing up Caitlin is, I'm going back now. It's about numbers, good people. It's all about numbers. I think the WNBA pays on average like $70,000 to $80,000 to their players. And then Ice Cube offers her $5 million. Why? It's a game changer. She's a paradigm shift of what's going on. The same thing is happening in your finances right now. Never in the history of the world can we make the kind of money that we've been making from our phones while we're at our desks, from your houses and your computers. We can literally, from our phones, make the kind of money that we're making. Some of you, you'll never lose the type of money that you're losing. But I just want you to know it's all a numbers game. And just look at the shift that is happening, okay? Listen, it's time to shift. It's all a numbers game. The opportunity, this girl, Caitlin, I'm just telling you, and I'm putting this in, she's going to change the face of women's basketball. Mark my word, game changer. That's why all of these advertisers are chasing her down right now. They see the paradigm shift, right? Do you guys see the paradigm shift in finances? Do you guys see the paradigm shift with crypto? Do you guys see the paradigm shift with the stock market? I do. I'm taking advantage of it, okay? So I want you guys to leave me a comment here. Anything you want to comment about, okay? But there's going to be a video at the end that's going to be in this box. I want you to watch that video and just know that he cares for you, and I do too. And leave me a comment over there too. That's going to be my full inspiration today, okay? Sorry I jumped all over the place, but it's so much I want to talk to you guys about, and I just want to keep these guys, keep it coming, okay? I love you guys. Make sure you check out the links below. Live, love, laugh, and learn.